Every country at some point reaches a moment where it must look in the mirror and ask a very real, very serious question. Who is truly working for our nation, and who is only pretending to? We are living in that moment right now. We aren't being threatened by a foreign army marching on our shores. We face no immediate invasion from tanks or aircraft. We are being threatened by something much quieter, much more hidden, and potentially more dangerous. Leaders and officials who may not be fully loyal to the United States. Our system allows people with dual citizenship, strong foreign connections, or loyalty to other countries to hold incredibly powerful government positions, including those that influence national security, classified intelligence, and the laws that affect our daily lives. This is a vulnerability we can and must fix immediately. This is not about race, where someone was born, or who their family is. It is not about keeping people out. This is about loyalty. It is about the fundamental trust required for self-governance. When someone serves in a powerful position in our government, making decisions that affect 330 million Americans, our troops, and our economy, we have the right to know without any shadow of a doubt, do they put America first or something else? Is their commitment whole? It is time we draw a clear, non-negotiable line in the sand, because the safety, strength, and future of our country depend entirely on leaders whose loyalty is whole, undivided, and unconflicted. The time for ambiguity is over. Let's talk about something most Americans never think about: dual citizenship and political power. For everyday life, dual citizenship is absolutely harmless. For someone who wants to travel, work overseas, own property, or maintain family ties, that's a personal choice, and it is completely fine. But for someone who is sworn to secrecy, who controls U.S. military strategy, writes our nation's laws, or handles our most classified intelligence, dual citizenship is a built-in conflict of interest that we simply cannot afford. You cannot fully serve two countries at once, not emotionally, not legally, and certainly not ethically. When the interests of those two nations collide, and in the complex global environment they often do, which nation does a leader choose? We should never have to ask that question. We should know that answer already. Imagine a U.S. senator, a cabinet secretary, or a high-ranking intelligence officer who holds a passport from another country, creating legal ties to a foreign sovereign, has significant financial investments overseas, making their personal wealth dependent on a foreign economy, has immediate family members depending on that foreign system, creating personal leverage for external actors, still feels emotionally, culturally, or personally tied to that other nation, perhaps viewing it as their original or true home. Now imagine that this same official must vote on, manage, or influence major policy decisions such as imposing sanctions against that country, authorizing military actions or aid involving that country, negotiating trade deals that either benefit or hurt that country's economy. How can the American people know, truly know, that every single decision, from the smallest vote to the largest treaty, is based solely on the best interest of the United States and not on their personal, family, or financial interests tied to that foreign land? The uncomfortable truth is that even if they don't mean to be conflicted, the conflict exists. It is a structural flaw in our governance. The Founding Fathers understood this instinctively. They believed that leaders must be committed to one nation only, the nation they serve. Every elected official, every appointed leader takes a solemn oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. Not two constitutions, not two nations, just one. Divided loyalty weakens the entire system. It places inside our own government a vulnerability that hostile foreign nations can easily exploit. Foreign governments don't always attack with bombs or missiles. Sometimes they influence with quiet connections and personal leverage. All it takes is one official with a split allegiance to leak sensitive information, vote in favor of a foreign nation's interest, or subtly influence a policy that weakens America's position in the world. History has proven this over and over again. Many great nations have fallen, not because of external war, but because of eternal corruption and divided loyalty that opened the gates to foreign interference. If someone wants to lead in America, they must be loyal only to America, not because we reject the world, but because leadership demands full, unambiguous commitment, not divided loyalty, no divided allegiance, no confusion about whose side you're on. Our national security depends on this absolute clarity. The threat isn't just legal, it's ideological. Ideas are powerful things. Ideas can build a nation, or they can destroy one. And right now, foreign ideologies are quietly creeping into our schools, our universities, our government offices, and even our mainstream culture. This is an intellectual invasion that seeks to poison the well of American thought. These ideologies, many imported from overseas systems, often fundamentally reject what America stands for. They are based on principles that promote beliefs, like the government should control everything from your paycheck to your private life. Individual rights and personal freedom don't truly matter. They are secondary. Citizens should depend entirely on the state instead of relying on themselves. Systems like communism and extreme socialism have been tried dozens of times around the world. They promise equality, but time and time again, they deliver misery. They have consistently resulted in controlled speech, limited opportunity, widespread suffering, political oppression, and in many cases, mass death. These ideas are not new, and they have failed everywhere they have been truly implemented. America is built on something very different. Our country was founded on the revolutionary idea of individual freedom. You have the right to speak your mind, even if you criticize the government. You have the right to work, create, and succeed through your own effort. You have the right to your own home, raise your family, and pursue your own dreams without constant government interference. Crucially, our freedom is not given to us by the government. It is protected from the government. But if we allow leaders who believe in foreign-style, top-down control to take power, they will actively reshape our institutions into something unrecognizable. These poisonous beliefs show up as the suppression of free speech on campuses and in workplaces, rewriting history to make America look irredeemably evil, creating division between groups of people based on identity, and convincing citizens that personal freedom is selfish and government control is moral. If someone truly believes the government should control every aspect of your life, every major industry, every private decision, every thought, then they should not be writing American policy. They are fundamentally at war with the very notion of a free republic. America's greatest strength is that power belongs to the people. We are not subjects, we are citizens. We must protect the ideological purity of our governance just as fiercely as we guard our physical borders and our classified secrets. We must demand that every servant of the American people swear an oath, not just to document of the Constitution, but to the free market, individual liberty, and limited government principles contained within it. This is not a theoretical problem for the next generation to handle. The time for action is now, and the necessary steps are clear, decisive, and entirely within our power to implement. We must solidify the lines of loyalty and restore public trust immediately. Step 1. Require exclusive loyalty for high-level government positions. If someone wants to write our laws, manage national security, control military decisions, or handle classified information, then they must have one citizenship and one allegiance, the United States of America. This requirement is not an exclusion. It is a badge of commitment, a necessity for the job. Serving in high office is not a right of citizenship. It is an honor and a public trust. With honor comes the absolute responsibility of being fully and completely committed to the nation you serve. We must make this the law for all elected officials, Supreme Court justices, cabinet secretaries, and officials in defense and intelligence roles. The standard must be America first and America only. Step 2. Strengthen vetting for influential positions. We already run basic background checks, but we must update our process to check for belief systems that openly contradict American values. We must implement rigorous ongoing reviews to ensure that leaders support the Constitution as a document of limited government, believe in individual freedom and property rights, respect free speech and the peaceful exchange of ideas, support the free market and the right to personal opportunity. Individuals who actively reject those core values, who openly champion the dismantling of free market capitalism, the suppression of individual rights, or the adoption of failed collectivist models cannot and should not be shaping the future of our country. This is about ensuring our institutions are run by patriots, not ideological extremists. Step 3. Rebuild civic education. The best way to protect America from foreign ideologies is to teach Americans why we are free, how our system works, and how rare and precious this freedom really is. You can't protect what you don't fully understand. You can't defend what you've never been taught to value. We must demand a renewed emphasis on historical honesty and civic education that celebrates the true founding principles of this nation: liberty, justice, and the revolutionary idea of self-governance. We must reject the foreign-born, nihilistic narratives that seek to divide us based on identity and instead unite around the exceptional shared identity of being Americans. The solution is not merely to remove the disloyal, but to empower the devoted, the millions of everyday citizens who love this country. My fellow Americans, the question before us is simple yet profound. Are we willing to defend the Republic from threats that wear a suit and sit at a desk in Washington just as vigorously as we defend it from threats that mass on a distant border? The integrity of this nation, the future of our children, and the destiny of freedom rests on the singular, undivided loyalty of its leaders. We cannot afford the dangerous luxury of divided allegiance. We cannot tolerate the corrosive influence of foreign ideologies. We must draw that line. We must defend that line, and we must demand that every man and woman who seeks to serve this country do so with a heart committed to America and America alone. Let us act now. Let us solidify the foundation of this great republic. Let us review our pledge to liberty and ensure that the banner of the Stars and Stripes remains a symbol of unbroken fidelity for generations to come. Let us choose unity. Let us choose loyalty. Let us choose America.